Warpugs, today we have Youth Pastor Ryan. If I look kind of out of breath, it's because I am. I'm moving a lot of stuff today, but today we're going to be checking out some Youth Pastor Ryan, and this is how did trauma make Bombardier change the world? Now, I have seen several things about companies that have, either started off good and stayed that way, or companies that just blew my mind with their business model, usually from the fat electrician. Youth Pastor Ryan, on the other hand, has demonstrated to me that some of the most trusted names that I have come to know and love have some really dark connections. But I really want to see what this one looks like. I really want to see what because this might have a very positive story. And I need a positive story today, Warpugs. I really need that. So, with all that being said, Youth Pastor Ryan's links are going to be in the description down below, and I highly recommend that you check him out. Not only is he funny, he's factual, which I'm always a fan of. Let's get right into it. Guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Let's go.
Hey, Bombardier, you're the plane guys, right? Where did you come from,
buddy?
Trauma. Okay, yeah, gonna need a little more than that.
We're run by Joseph Armand Bombardier, who at 13 built a miniature locomotive propelled by clock mechanisms from a local jeweler. He kept making toys for his siblings since he was the oldest of 8.
Wow,
nice.
So like a prodigy. That sounds wholesome, not traumatic.
Yeah.
Wait for it!
Okay.
He built his first snowmobile at 15, but his dad ordered him to dismantle it because it had an open propeller, which could, cut off all sorts of things you need for life.
Oh,
It could cause issue.
no, is this where the trauma comes in?
No, he was a good boy, did what his father said, including
Oh.
going to seminary school, but he didn't like it, so then he went to Montreal to study electrical and mechanical engineering.
Oh, was
Hey!
his father mad about him not taking his seminary advice, so he abandoned him, causing lifelong trauma?
No,
No.
his father was super supportive and actually built him his first workshop where he opened a garage and served all types of machines, from saws to grain threshers, cars, and water pumps. Then he even built a small hydroelectric dam on the property to power the shop.
If you've ever seen one of these things, they're some of the coolest things I've ever seen before. Like, seriously. People who build this is so cool. When you actually see people do stuff like this, these mini engineering jobs where they actually put these things together, it's just some of the coolest stuff that you've ever seen. If you ever get a chance to just sit down and watch how they put these together, they use the same kind of engineering principles. They use the same kind of engineering principles that they do for larger things. And it's just electrical pumps, turbines, whole 9 yards. It's just awesome all the way around.
Okay, this sounds like a Hallmark movie. How the hell is this traumatic?
Wait for it!
Waiting.
He married the love of his life, Yvonne, in 1929, and
Oh.
together they had 6 children.
Was she working a grueling big business job in the big city and only met him when she came back home and realized she wanted a small town guy who loved her for her?
No, and then in January 1934, their 2-year-old son Yvonne got sick with peritonitis.
Oh.
Which is the swelling of the inner walls of the abdomen covering the organs. They can perforate and rupture them.
Uh-oh, I'm seeing the trauma.
I tried to take him to the hospital, but there was a huge blizzard and nothing was made that could get through it. He'd been trying for years to make something that could work. The small Quebec villages were just too isolated, and his son died.
Man.
That's
And
sad.
Joseph decided that that was never going to happen again to anyone.
Nice.
Joseph refused to let his son die in vain and used the pain to create a revolutionary sprocket and wheel track system that finally made snow travel possible.
Wait, did he just become the John Wick of snowmobiles?
Yes.
Yeah, he then starts production in 1936 of the B7, B for Bombardier, and it could hold, get this, 7 people.
Nice.
I like it.
He knows
Yes.
that sometimes too much snow and ice would get stuck to the wheel spokes, so he just assembled a press that made solid wheels, removing the problem altogether.
There
He
you
just
go.
casually assembled a solid wheel press, and I need a YouTube video to explain how to change a light bulb.
I know I'm not the only one.
Yeah, well, you see, he wasn't, stupid.
Ah.
That'll do it.
Yeah,
But
I
he
will.
sold so many, he needed more snowmobile production, and his next factory was finished January 29th, 1941.
Nice.
Oh, I'm seeing a not great sales time coming.
Yeah.
He created the B12, which could hold 12 people like a snowmobile bus. It was selling great, and then bam! Canada declares war on the Germans.
Yeah, this part always gets hard. So did he shutter for a while?
No, he offered his services to the Minister of Munitions and Supplies and was told to make a new snowmobile for troops to get through Norway, because that bitch snowy.
A little bit, yeah. It's a little bit snowy.
Okay, so what did
He created the B1 snowmobile.
Okay,
Nice.
He started with the B7,
Right.
secondly made the B12, and then, thirdly, the B1.
Oh, look, long-term numbering wasn't his thing.
Okay.
So what did he do with it?
Well, the Canadians liked it so much they ordered 130 of them to be delivered in 4 months. Then in 1943, he developed the khaki.
Wouldn't that be like a terrible color for snow camouflage?
It wasn't khaki, it was khaki. You're spelling it wrong in your head.
Right.
It was an armored snowmobile.
For when the 80s ski movies need a tank.
That is the coolest James Bond shit I have ever seen.
Then he
Well,
had a Mark II version known as the Penguin and a Mark III version.
you know what? They have things like this even now that you can actually see the resemblance to this exact model. They haven't changed them that much even, but you can actually see this type of model. That is so cool. That is actually really, really cool because we've seen things like this that are still being used now, and it's all based. Oh God, where am I going with this? So basically, when you see like a Model T, it's cool to see. It's cool to see 30s model cars, the things like that from the from that era. They're always cool to see because you get to see where things come from. Well, this is like that for me when it comes to, snow transportation. And I know it's kind of corny. I don't care. Bite me.
Known as the...
Mark III.
Yay!
You were not kidding about the bad naming thing.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. He made over 1,900 tracked vehicles for the
Nice.
war effort. At the end of the day, it's important to remember, it looked dope as hell.
That it does. Okay, post-war.
Everybody wants snowmobiles again.
Yay!
The new factory couldn't keep up, so they made a new assembly line factory in 1947.
Did he create a new snowmobile?
Yeah, the C-18, which was an expanded version of the C-12. Can you guess how many people it fit?
18?
25 school children, but yes, 18 adults. It was regularly used like a winter school bus.
What all could these things do?
Dude, so much. They were ambulances, rescue service providers, transported missionaries, helped install and maintain electrical and telephone lines, transported materials from lumber, mining, and prospecting goods. They did everything.
Wow, I just did not picture this thing being used as a snowy big rig.
And it is actually really, really nice this is really very wholesome, and I'm enjoying this quite a bit. This is very wholesome. He took a bad memory and turned it into something excessively useful. I cannot be upset at this.
Yeah, it could do so much. In the 1947 to 1948 year, Bombardier's company made $2.3 million.
That's nice.
Like $30 million today.
Okay, so smooth sailing afterwards?
No, incredibly rocky sailing.
Oh.
In 1949, the Quebec government adopted a policy demanding that all rural routes had to be cleared too.
Did it take them till 1949 to realize that rural people also need to go places?
No, we don't.
Yes, it did, but because of that, there were less snowmobiles and sales fell by $1 million.
Oh,
That's brutal.
yeah.
It was, but you know what? Snow is just a terrain. So what if we made all-terrain vehicles?
Oh, terrain crossover.
Yeah,
Nice.
So we modified the B12 and called it the BT, or Bombardier truck. And then we made a C4 model, which was the first all-track vehicle we had.
Was the C4 vehicle an explosive success?
You're an idiot, but yeah. It led to later very successful vehicles like the R series, which had interchangeable wheels and skis. But the big one was the TTA, or the tractor tracking attachment, which made these bad boys able to operate so much better everywhere.
Okay, it can't be everywhere.
Dude, here's our stuff laying pipe in Scotland, plowing sand in the Sahara, and being part of an Antarctic expedition.
Is that the one with Sir Vivian Fuchs? I heard that guy.
Yeah, turns out he had quite a few
Really?
left to give since he went all the way there. He's using what Joseph considered his greatest success, the Mustang. That sucker could do anything, and even though it was first made in 1953, it's still sold today.
Wow,
Nice.
That is incredible. It's cool to know that his best invention is still being sold today.
Oh, my sweet winter child.
It's sweet.
70 years. That is longevity that you can't bust.
Summer child.
We're in Canada. It's always
Yeah.
winter.
Fair.
True.
In 1958, he developed the first miniature snowmobile, one that could be used for 1 or 2 people for work or this crazy thing called fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he finished up in April, but by then the snow was starting to thaw, but he still wanted to test it out. So a missionary friend of his was like, hey, let's take it north. Come hang out with me with the Ojibwe people.
Okay, so he tested a new, possibly dangerous snowmobile on a boys' trip. I see why women live longer.
Yeah, the Ojibwe people were like, this is awesome. They apparently played on it nonstop for like 3 days.
Huh.
Nice.
2 wise men brought them snowmobiles and Jesus. Weird crossover.
Yeah, and then it became the most popular
Hey, snowmobiles and Jesus is a good combo.
snowmobile of all time.
What was it called?
The Ski Dog.
Wait, but Ski-Doo is the most popular one of all time.
Yeah, we kind of goofed it on our pamphlets, and the misprint was Ski-Doo, so we were like, that'll do.
Well, the most iconic
Really?
snowmobile name ever was an accident.
Yeah, Josephine essentially created a brand new activity and sport. We sold 225 in the first year and over 8,000 just 2 years later.
Nice.
We've done it, making everyone able to traverse even the deepest snow.
It's like the best redemption arc ever. I'm so happy for him.
Yep,
It's
he
nice.
died.
Oh, for
Aw.
fuck's sake. He still succeeded before he
Yeah.
died. Just could have left
He did good. He did good.
it at that.
True, but I love bearing bad news. Anyway, the company lived on through his son-in-law. His name was... Well, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. He thought snowmobiles were great, but they were seasonal. What if we moved on to things that worked all year round?
Oh.
Cars?
Better! Things that run on rails!
Oh, like my cheating ex-girlfriend.
The hell? Trains! Jesus.
So I'm not the only one who has those lines.
We jumped into the mass transit business. In 1974, we got our first big contract to build subway cars for the city of Montreal.
Nice.
Which was cool because we had never built a train before in our lives.
So you
Yay.
went from making snowmobiles to trains with nothing in between. Seems like a bit of a leap.
We just thought of it as a really, really big ski-doo that you can't steer. It was a huge success, so we started buying up struggling rail companies all over Europe. We became one of the biggest train manufacturers in the world.
Nice.
We make everything from high-speed trains in Germany to subway cars in New York City.
Wait, so you went from snow to rails. How'd you get to planes?
Same logic. Lorette saw that the Canadian government was trying to sell off a struggling, money-losing company called Canadair. We were like, planes are just sky ski-doos.
Okay.
Everything just a Ski-Doo to you?
God,
Why wouldn't it be?
we bought Canadair in 1986. They were famous for making the CL-215, this awesome water bomber plane that looked like a big yellow boat with wings. It's the firefighter of the sky.
Okay, that is pretty cool. It's like you have a vehicle for every element.
Yay!
You're the Avatar.
After Canadair, we bought a struggling private jet company called Learjet, and then a turboprop company. We basically became Canada's national aerospace champion by collecting all the infinity stones of struggling Canadian plane makers.
Or they were Pokemon collectors. One of the two. I lean more towards Pokemon collectors.
So you guys build an empire out of failures that you found hope in? Oh my gosh, you're my wife.
Do you need a hug?
Yes.
Anyway, that's when we had our biggest idea yet. We saw that airlines were using big planes like 737s for short routes, which was not efficient. So we made a smaller, more comfortable, and super efficient jet just for those regional routes.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense.
Right? We called it the C-Series. It was the most advanced, fuel-efficient, and quietest jet in its class. It was a game changer, and also ruinously expensive to develop.
Yay!
Oh, I sense more trauma ahead.
We basically bet the entire company on this one plane. It was billions of dollars over budget and years behind schedule, or what most government contractors call normal. The
Yeah.
Quebec government had to give us $1 billion bailout just to keep the lights on. It almost took us down.
But it worked, right? Like the C-Series still exists today.
It is, but it's not called the C-Series anymore.
Okay.
What happened?
What happened?
Our good pals at Boeing got a little nervous
Ah.
because our plane was better than anything they had. So they
Go
complained to the
figure.
U.S. government that we were using unfair Canadian subsidies, and the U.S. slapped a massive 300% tariff on us, basically making it impossible to sell the plane in the U.S.
Well, yeah, your plane was better than Boeing. It stays airborne.
Yeah, and we were
He's not wrong.
shafted. We didn't know what to do. So we took our perfect, game-changing airplane, the culmination of all of our dreams, and gave a majority stake in the whole program to our biggest European rival, Airbus, for a total price of $1.
You sold your dreams for $1?
That was a VHS move. By letting Airbus take over, the plane was now technically assembled at an Airbus factory in Alabama, which magically made all the tariffs disappear.
That's not how that works. Why is politics always a game of loopholes?
Because that's the way the game is played.
was a real soaking move, but Airbus renamed it to the A220, and now it's one of the most popular jets in the world.
So you lost everything. Airbus got all the credit, all because Boeing was a dick.
Yeah,
Right.
That was another traumatic event. We had to sell off almost everything to pay off our debts. We sold the water bomber program, the turboprop business, our train division, and even our original snowmobile business.
You sold Ski-Doo, but that's what made it all happen.
It lives on as its own awesome company, BRP, which we'd also created some more things for you might have heard of called Sea-Doo and Can-Am.
Ugh, this hurts. All of those are iconic.
We had to let it go to focus on what was left, making fancy private jets for billionaires and celebrities. We make the Challenger and the Global Express, the private jets of choice for Taylor Swift to avoid driving 15 minutes.
So after all that, running a massive global spanning operation, saving rural people from now you just make private jets for rich people?
Yeah, we made our name with snowmobiles saving people from white powder. Now our private jets are where a lot of people do white powder.
Oh, that hurts. It was wholesome, and then he ruined it. It was wholesome, and then he ruined it. Warpugs. It was wholesome, and then it was over. Like that. It was... I'm so sad right now, Warpugs. I'm so sad right now. The thought, the utter thought, that this is what happened to that company after they did so much cool stuff. Like, really so much cool stuff. Guys, another company I've never heard of, and I don't know why I never heard of them considering what they made. Sea-Doos, Ski-Doos, all that other kind of stuff. Everybody knew what a Sea-Doo was back in the day. Everybody knew what a Sea-Doo was. Warpugs, that makes me sad. It makes me utterly sad. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Youth Pastor Ryan, all links, description down below. Please go check him out. And as far as the ex-girlfriend's comments goes, I understand. Warpugs had to hop up for a second there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. All links in the description below. And, yeah. Join as a member of Patreon for early access when I can finally get back to doing early access. Just hit me over the head with something heavy, Warpugs. I'll catch you next time.